attendees were killed. One Secret Service agent was injured but protected by a vest. And by the way, the Secret Service is funded by Homeland Security, and it's 73 days now that Homeland Security is not funded because the guys on the left are claiming that they're using ISIS as an excuse. ISIS. Homeland Security is not being funded. These are the people that protect other people. 73 days, the longest shutdown in history, because they hate Trump. Admit it. They hate Trump and they don't want to give him anything. There are sick people in government out there. I take it to my grave. They're saying that they want us to lose in Iran so that Trump doesn't get a victory. They want America to lose so Trump doesn't get a victory. How sick is that? You want your country to lose so Trump doesn't get a victory? And you got people like Ilhan Omar. She hates America anyhow. She took total advantage of this country with all her hypocrisy, total advantage of this country, made herself a multi-millionaire. Well, she was for a few minutes, and then she reduced it all the way down to 100,000. She had a winery, but then all of a sudden there is no winery. Come on, what are we playing? Are we in grade school here? Is this Disneyland, like we're making things up? Here's a woman, $30 million accounting mistake, from $30 million down to under 100,000 after the accusation is out there that she defrauded with her Somali community. All of a sudden, and what happens? Nothing. You try that, or I try that, I'm going to jail forever. It's ridiculous what these people get away with. And then you know what happened? A reporter asked Ilhan Omar, how did you make that discrepancy? And you know what she did? She said, you're stupid to ask that question. Who the hell does she think she is? She's a public servant. She's not a queen. She's not a princess. She's a public servant. Who the hell is she to call a reporter stupid? Because he wants to know, his job is to find out how could there be such a discrepancy from $30 million down to under 100 grand, and we're supposed to sit there and say, oh, logical mistake. She had a winery, and all of a sudden there is no winery, and there's billions of dollars worth of fraud in her community, but you can't tie it together, you can't ask her a question, she calls you stupid. Because these people think who the hell they are. They're elected officials. They are no better than you or me or anybody else on the street. You put them in office, you're paying their salary. They owe you an explanation. They have to give you an explanation. But we prop these people up like there's some kind of God. And nothing happens to them. Everything happens to Trump. Impeachments, indictments, everything happens, assassination attempts, but nothing happens to them. Why? Why not? And we're supposed to sit back and just accept that. Oh, it's okay. It's not okay. It's really not. And the Secret Service and the law enforcement that day, okay, stopped people from getting killed. And you want to defund them? You want to hamstring them? They gotta do their job. They're important. They should be funded. They're using ISIS as an excuse, the left, because they think that that's going to help them in the midterms. Everything is politically motivated. Don't believe these people. Come on, you don't have to spend 20 years on the street to see right through them. It's all politically motivated. Whatever they think is going to help them in the midterms, so you know why? They can disrupt the country more, start the impeachments with Trump, they're going to continue. That's what they're going to do. They're going to disrupt his entire presidency so that nothing gets done. The American people suffer. They don't care. They don't care. As long as they stay in power, they don't care. They proved it. They show it every single day. They don't care. Elizabeth Warren. Her whole thing in life, every day on social media, Trump, 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 Trump. What does she offer to benefit the American people? What has she done? Look at her record. What has she done to benefit the American people? Trump, 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 Trump. That other guy, Newsom, coward, a total coward, pathetic here in California. Every day wants to be a tough guy and talk about Trump, curse about Trump, talk about Trump. He's destroyed this state. He's wasted billions and billions and billions of dollars. He's done nothing positive for this state. But he wants to sit every day, talk about Trump, wants to run around the world, sit in podcasts, do all of this, and nothing is happening in this state. Look what he did in those fires in Malibu. Spencer Pratt, I hope the guy becomes mayor. He lost 2 homes. They've done nothing. $100 million is missing in donated money. They've done nothing to clear it up. Newsom, but he wants to sit there like a tough guy and talk about Trump. That's all he does. That's it, because he thinks that's going to get him into the White House. These are weak people. I've said this all along. It's not strong people you'd have to worry about. And Trump is a strong person. It's not him. He knows who he is. It's weak people given power that they don't know how to handle. And we have so many of them in offices. Pritzker, governor of Illinois, big shot, sit there, talk. And every day in Chicago, every weekend, people are dying. Gangs are shooting one another. One of the most violent cities. But he wants to sit there, throw his chest out like a tough guy. What is he doing to clean up his own town? Nothing. The mayor too, the same thing. Nothing. But they talk. And they talk. And they talk. Trump, 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 Trump. And if you don't think that's deranged, then there's something wrong with you. It's ridiculous. These are the facts that we have so far. Established. No argument. Cole Thomas Allen, or Cole Allen, 31, from Torrance, California, a Caltech graduate, high school tutor teacher. He traveled by train from California, checked into the Hilton Hotel, and carried multiple firearms, including a shotgun and handgun plus knives. To bring this, everybody on the left is complaining about the ballroom Trump is making near the White House. Complaining. This wouldn't have happened in the ballroom. It's secure. And by the way, people, Trump is not, this is not Trump's house. He's leaving in less than 3 years. He's leaving. It's going to be for the next president, maybe a Democrat or whoever. Oh, but Trump is building a ballroom for himself. Wisen up. You just use your head. This isn't Mar-a-Lago. He doesn't own it. He's out of there in less than 3 years. Use your head. It's stupid things that people are saying. He wants to make the White House a better place, a more secure place. What's wrong with that? He's doing it for every other president, Democrat, Republican. If that was a Democrat, they probably wouldn't do it because they think Trump would get to use it or a Republican would get to use it. That's how insane it's gotten. This wouldn't have happened in a secure place on the same grounds as the White House. But everybody's complaining, oh, Trump is... it's so stupid. It's so childish and pathetic. Actions. He tried to bypass security near the ballroom at around 8:34 p.m. Eastern Time. He fired at least 1 shot after being confronted, and he was chased and apprehended. He faces federal charges today, including attempting to assassinate the president and assault on a federal officer. The guy's deranged. He knew one or two things was going to happen. He's going to die, or he's going to go to jail for the rest of his life. These people are deranged. But it's fueled by the rage that they're hearing from the top. Remember me telling you this. It starts at the top and it trickles down. Hitler, fascist, dictator, destroyer of democracy. All this garbage that they know is not true. They know none of that is true. Trump is not assassinating and killing people. Biden allowed people to come in to this country that killed people. Remember? We don't hear anybody talking about that. We do know that the president's his address, that not one decent Democrat, not one, had the dignity to stand up and honor the families of the women that were raped and murdered by the illegal migrants that they led into this country. They wouldn't even stand up because they hate Trump so much. That's sick. There's something sick about that and pathetic. I wouldn't give a damn. I would stand up, I would honor them, and I would do whatever I possibly can. You represent the country that way? You represent your constituents that way? You're telling your constituents that these people don't deserve, okay, to be stood up after we allowed them to lose their family members? You don't have the dignity to stand up and honor them, that's pathetic. I don't have respect for any one of them that refuse to do that. There's no politics when it comes to that. There's no sides when it comes to that. None whatsoever. But they chose a side. Their side was hate Trump and everybody else be damned. I am telling you, they don't care about you. Remember what I'm saying. They only care about power, prestige, and money. And they're showing it every day. And for those of you that don't want to believe it, there's something wrong. You're delusional. You're delusional. And you don't have to be on the street 20 years to see it. It's as obvious as the nose on your face. All about politics. Okay, motives and writings. He sent a manifesto-style email to family members shortly before the incident, describing himself as a friendly federal assassin. It expressed intent to target Trump administration officials, prioritized by rank, with grievances against policies and anti-Christian rhetoric, and references to radicalization. Family, including a brother, expressed concerns and contacted authorities beforehand. He had attended anti-Trump protests. Who fuels the anti-Trump protests? King's Day? How many of those people got paid? You know what? Everybody that gets paid to go and protest, they belong in jail. Every single one of them. Because it's BS. You're not taking a side, you're taking money. You're a whore, in plain English. You get paid to protest, you're a whore. Because you don't even care who's right, wrong, who you're hurting, who you're not hurting. You have no discipline, no respect, nothing. It's a whore. I'm sorry. You don't believe in what you're doing. You're just selling yourself. They belong in jail. Trump and others were evacuated safely. The event was disrupted, but officials praised the quick Secret Service and law enforcement action. Yeah, that's right. The law enforcement and the authorities that people on the left are always denigrating all the time, okay? They saved people's lives that day, and they risked their own lives. They jumped on tables, they put themselves out in front, they risked their own lives. So every once in a while you get a bad apple. It happens, this is life, we don't live in heaven. Things happen. But you wanna fault the whole agency, all of law enforcement? Because of that? No, you don't do that. You don't do that. You finance these people properly and you let them do their damn job. Because they save lives. That's what they do. Okay, now let's get to this. Let's get to this. This is important. Common misinformation, conspiracy theories being spread. Happen all the time. And where does it start? All over the internet. All over social media. Because these people are whores also. If they're spreading misinformation so they can get money in their YouTube account, they're whores. I'm sorry. That's exactly what they are. And they should stop. They won't, because people will still buy into their nonsense. The haters will still buy into whatever they say about the people that they hate, and they're fueling the hate, so it'll continue. But here, misinformation surged immediately on social media, X, Instagram, etc., as often happens in fast-moving incidents before full details emerge. In other words, all the brilliant, wonderful, brilliant people online were already making misinformation before there was an even investigation. They didn't even know what happened. And they're saying it's misinformation. Right away, they even know what happened. And they're out there spreading garbage and nonsense. Fact checkers, PolitiFact, others, and officials have addressed these. Okay, here's the first one. Here we go again. It was staged. Widespread claim, hundreds of thousands of posts, that the incident was faked by Trump and his administration for sympathy to distract from polls, Iran, economy, or justify a new House ballroom. No evidence supports this, none whatsoever. Officials, including Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt, called it crazy nonsense, which it is. The shooter is a real person with documented writings and travel. Before they even knew what happened, the guy wrote a manifesto. The guy was coming. He was on a train. He was in the hotel. Before they even knew what happened, they're saying that Trump's people used this to distract. These people are sick. I'm sorry. Because they're doing it for money. They're doing it for viewership. That's all they're doing it. And yes, they're whores. I'm sorry. A whore doesn't only have to sell their body. A whore can sell his mind, can sell their integrity. And that's exactly what they're doing here. Spreading misinformation because they hate Trump and because they can get a few dollars in their YouTube account or Instagram or X or wherever they're going with it. They're the sick ones. Really. And does anybody believe that? Does any mature human being out there really believe that this was staged to distract from Iran? First of all, how are you going to distract from Iran? How is this going to garner sympathy to distract from? There is no sympathy for Trump. I mean, stop. No sympathy whatsoever for that guy. That's the last thing he's got, is sympathy. Distracting from Iran? I'm sorry they didn't throw Epstein in there. Why not? May as well pile it on. This is so stupid, so childish. And it's evil. That's what it is. It's evil because once again, you're fueling rage and hatred in people. Oh, Trump, they staged this. Well, I'm not going to sympathize with him. I'm going to get more angry with him. I'm not making that up. We're seeing it. Pathetic. That's what it is. It's pathetic. Suspect was killed on the scene. I heard this right away. Early false reports, including from some journalists, like CNN's Caitlin Collins, she later corrected herself, that he was dead. He was arrested and is in custody facing court. You know, oh, another one here. Misuse of Carolyn Levitt's pre-event comment. She jokingly said, shots fired, referring to expected roast jokes in Trump's speech. Remember, you know what that event is all about. It's about roasting the president. That's what they do. So she said, oh, the shot. I say that all the time. Fire shots. When we talk about language, we talk about, words. Like she knew. They're trying to say that she knew shots were going to be fired and she let the cat out of the bag beforehand. So stupid. Grow up. Grow the hell up. You're so stupid. And it's not only stupid, it's dangerous to be spreading this garbage. I'm telling you, social media has revealed the lunacy in the world. It's exposed the lunacy. Just look at comments that you get from people. Look at people creating misinformation all over the place to pad their bank accounts. It's sick. And people buy into it. They buy into it. Unbelievable. Look at some of them. They got millions of followers by spreading garbage. Untrue. And they know it's untrue. They know it. Inside job, security stand down or no real shots. There were claims of no gunfire, actors or deliberate lapses that contradicted by eyewitness accounts, including reporters diving under the tables, pool reports, CCTV, and the injured agent. But they're still saying it was staged. I heard that last night. I was in a restaurant. Oh, it was staged. I want to look at the guy. I want to say, you know what, I got meatballs on my table. You're a meatball. That's what I wanted to tell him. They were good meatballs too, by the way. But how stupid is that? Do you even know what you're talking about? Do you realize how ridiculous you sound? Stupid. Distorted motives or links, exaggerations tying it to unrelated events, or false claims about the shooter's background. He was a planted operative. Investigations point to a lone actor with personal grievances. And let me get to something, so that's all misinformation that immediately comes out on social media. They didn't even know what happened. And they're immediately spreading rumors and conspiracy theories. We've seen it with Charlie Kirk. Let me tell you something. What that poor widow went through, let me tell you, even if she was having some issues with her husband, even if she was, how dare you accuse that woman of being of conspiring to murder her husband in broad daylight? How pathetic and low can you go? And you know that's been done. And you know who I'm talking about. It's disgusting. That poor woman was at this event. She was in the back crying. Because here she, again, that she had to go through something like this. And you wanna point the finger at her like she had something to do with the murder of a husband? Disgusting. I have zero respect for that, or anybody that would allege that without hard evidence, not social media garbage. Evidence. Not something you're trying to piece together like you're some big shot investigator. You're not. You're full of it. You're padding your bank account and your viewership. That's all you're doing. And it's pathetic. Now let's get to something that's really, really disgusting. This, Jimmy Kimmel, what a pathetic coward that man is. He really is. Pathetic coward. He should be off the air. He really should. He's pathetic because he's supposed to be a comedian. And if it wasn't for Trump, he wouldn't even be in Late Night Show anymore. And maybe the people in ABC hate Trump as much as him. That's why they leave him on the air. He's pathetic. But he's gone a step lower than he's already been. And I have to read this. This is an article. Melania Trump blasts coward Jimmy Kimmel over hateful monologue delivered days before the shooting. First Lady Melania Trump, and let me tell you something, you know, it's pathetic what they do to this woman. This is a woman that minds her own business. She doesn't even get involved really in politics at all. She did in the first term. She doesn't do it now. She's a beautiful woman. She carries herself elegantly. And all they do on the left is knock her. They're envious of her. They're jealous of her. It's disgusting the way they treat her. Really. Look at her compared to Obama's wife. Look at the difference. It's so obvious because she's Trump's wife. And anything around Trump you hate. You're disgusting, you're pathetic, and you're weak. Anybody that wants to abuse this woman in any way. Because she doesn't deserve it. She doesn't bring it on herself. Doesn't do anything. She hardly even speaks. And this is what they do to her. Melania, they're just jealous. So darn jealous, it's pathetic. Every single one of them that come at you. First Lady Melania
Someone in
Trump
class is asking, how come not too many
ABC
people
late
bring
night-
up? I mean, it's easy just to say people are jealous. Right. So why not acknowledge? Remember back when Trump was going off, witch hunt, witch hunt? Right. Nobody ever really talked about where that was coming from. They almost just let it kind of be rumors and let all the youngsters and old hags kind of have at it with their little witchery and costumes and drama. It's insane. Those guys love it. They fucking love it, dude. They're fucking laughing their asses off and profiting from all the drama and chaos and bullshit. Gotta make up for some of the lost funds. Yeah, and the fucking and torturing of our children. And how they're feeding that to a lot of chasers and feeders. They just keep feeding it out, man. Going after the watchers and the feeders. Look at the channels and the money they make just off of that. And a lot of it's fake. Right, so we're concerned about the real stuff. What's that? Oh, no, see, I could care less. We're already fucking dead, dude. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, as far as what he said about... I know, see, he doesn't swear, and he's very classy about it, so it's okay. Right, so if you call someone a pedophile in the mob, like you're supposed... Do they have a name tag, or is there a badge? Do they just have to claim to be part of the mob? So is that like an MO and like people know they can just get away with fucking our kids as long as they claim to be part of the mob and that they'll get a bullet in the back of the head if they accuse someone of being a child molester? So no, I don't think that if someone accuses anybody of being a child molester, whether they're part of the fucking delusional mob, illusional, yeah, okay, like the Gestapo, Kremlin, Candace Cameron, Candace Camera? No. Candid. It's Candid Camera. Oh, we got such a wild bunch. Anyways, I mean, for real, the Crips, Bloods. Democrat. I'm an independent. The fuck are you? I'm a communist. Oh dear Lord. What does that even mean? Are you Catholic? Like Christian Catholic or Roman Christian Catholic? Or Muslim Christian Roman Catholic? I am a Japanese. What the fuck are you talking about? Right, so yeah, no, I think if someone's accusing somebody of being a child molester, it should be looked into. So obviously when people are throwing around, yeah, Trump's a pedophile and just stupid crap, okay, so which children are we concerned about? Okay, so there's none. So, okay, it's bullshit right from the get-go. There's no particular case someone's talking about. Next. Okay, who are you calling a pedophile? Whether or not you think they're part of the mob or someone else does. Hopefully they don't think that they're part of the mob and that you're falsely accusing them because they're looking for people like you. Oh yeah, they're targeting the Karens, the non-vaxxers, the bullies. You call a mob member a pedo. I mean, you're just asking for a bullet in the back of the head. Did you hear what he said? Yeah, like it's normal or something. Right, so I'm not sure how people are supposed to know or not, but at least now they know how they can get away with it, just claim to be part of the mob. And if you even think about accusing them, it's just another layer of protection, aside from get the Karens and the non-vaxxers and the bullies. I know, let's just keep giving them more fucking hats to cover up with. Holy fucking shit. Right? So yeah, no, I think if you're accusing someone of being a pedophile, it should be taken very fucking seriously, and we should ask what kids are of concern. And then we should look at the history and the facts and the concerns. And when you look at this case, you should be absolutely fucking horrified and doing what you can to help these fucking kids and speak the goddamn truth. So anyways, yeah, back when they were calling her, yeah, witch hunt. Remember with the cancer stuff, and some people were trying to bring up the concerns about the overprescribing of SSRIs, the vaccines, the increase of leukemia and childhood cancers. You can go back and look. And what happened was, they're going to make you eat maggots, right, Alex Jones? And then you just keep seeing it happen over and over again, right? Okay, so yeah, they're going to make you drink dirt, carrot juice. It's something different each cycle. It's like, holy shit. Can we just get proper education, treatment, and prevention for fucking heavy metal and toxic buildups? This is a fucking joke when you realize what a sick game has been being played on our whole fucking country and other areas of the world. It's a fucking joke. Pimple. Hemorrhoid. Grow the fuck up. Right, so yeah, no, I think it should be taken very seriously. And I also think it should be taken very seriously when people are trying to normalize someone getting a bullet in the back of the head for accusing someone of being a pedophile if they're part of the mob. And how are we supposed to know this? Right. Anyways. Right, so hold on. Let me check first. They're abusing kids. But I don't know if I can prove it. I'm the only witness. Hold on. Are they part of the mob? Yes? Shit. I guess I can't say anything or I'll get a bullet in the back of the head. Right. So, yeah, I don't think so. Anyways, people need to grow the fuck up around here. My name is Mary. We're at the Governor Hill Mansion in Augusta, Maine, and I have 4 children here, and my youngest 2 are in the hands of sick, murderous pedophiles. His name's Michael Scott Garand. Born 6/22/1984. They vaccinated my youngest 2 children behind my back in 2013 years, after we'd already dealt with a lot of harassment from the nasty cunts and hags and sluts and pieces of shit around here. Some were in the Maine Parent Federation, some of the state workers, some of the teachers. That's why we had to get some outside help way back then, you know? Yeah, as you can see, we've been through a few different ones. Right, so a lot of people are aware of that. I know, I just wanted to make that clear. Because trust me, if we hear stuff, you know, we like to make sure people are aware and educated properly. And they're not afraid to speak up or getting a bullet in the back of the head for speaking up. Yeah, come on now, dude. Fuck. Just because you don't say cunt or bitch or call them pieces of shit and you sound so classy, it's okay? Wow. Come on. I know, he knows better. Probably just trying to get a rise out of us so we do come on stronger. Because with people ignoring these things the way they are, we're going to have to keep coming on stronger with our words and our emotions, trying to get people to wake the fuck up. But thank goodness we are in control of those emotions. Yeah, I mean, we can tone it down or pick it up whenever the fuck we choose. Indeed. Yes, indeed. Over the plane. Probably can't really see a good with a laptop camera. Hello. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you? Can you see the moon? It's right above that chimney. Can you see it? It's right there. It's right there. Yeah, we're going to do a little bit of reading. I did take down the stickers. We're doing some more of our full read. I'm not going to read too much here for fun. Let's see. Oh, we were right at the beginning of chapter 2, the people of the covenant. According to the Pentateuch, 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 I believe it's pronounced. According to the Pentateuch, it took 40 years for the Hebrew tribes to travel from Egypt to Palestine, a distance of about 400 miles, even allowing for a route which went by way of the southern end of the Sinai Peninsula. And of those 40 years, 38 were spent in the journey from Kadesh Barnea at the southern end of Palestine round to the Jordan Valley opposite Jericho. The people could only move as fast as their grazing livestock would permit, but a more reasonable explanation for the length of time is to be found in the influences which affected the tradition about the journey. The section which gives this very long time for the journey, reached from, the section which gives this very long time for the journey reached the form in which we now have it during the exile in Babylon after the destruction of Jerusalem. Does that sentence make sense to you? There's no comma or anything. It's just a full run-on sentence. No comma, no nothing. I'm going to reread it. The section which gives this very long time for the journey reached the form in which we now have it during the exile in Babylon after the destruction of Jerusalem. Inevitably, that catastrophe was seen as punishment for the apostasy of the Hebrew people, crossword apostasy, apostasy, for the apostasy of the Hebrew people, and the length of the exile ensured that a whole generation would die out before there was any return and restoration of a purified people of God. So the people's reluctance to face the occupants of Canaan was seen as lack of faith in God, and they were condemned to wander in the desert areas at the foot of the Dead Sea until every doubting adult had died. Then all the sons of Israel grumbled against Moses and Aaron, and the whole community said, "Would that we had died in this wilderness. Why does Yahweh bring us to this land only to have us fall by the sword, and our wives and young children seized as booty? Should we not do better to go back to Egypt?" And they said to one another, "Let us appoint a leader and go back to Egypt." Yahweh spoke to Moses and Aaron, "I have heard the complaints which the sons of Israel make against me. Say to them, as I live, it is Yahweh who speaks, and I will deal with you according to the very words you have used in my hearing. In this wilderness your dead bodies will fall, all you who were numbered from the age of 20 years and over. You who have complained against me, I swear that you shall not enter the land where I swore most solemnly to settle you. It is Caleb and Joshua who withstood the complaints, and your young children that you said would be seized as booty. It is these I shall bring into the land you have disdained. As for you, your dead bodies will fall in the wilderness,
and your sons will be nomads in the wilderness for 40 years, bearing the weight of your faithfulness. Such a comment makes sense in a situation where the nation's leaders were struggling to start again in Palestine after the exile in Babylon. 2 years is a more likely length of time for the whole journey. Again, it is impossible to tell now whether the account of the repulse of the people in the area of Kadesh Barnea as they tried to enter Palestine from the south is probable. It may only be an echo of an earlier entry of related tribes through this area. But the main account takes the people up the Arabah, the deep continuation of the Rift Valley in which the Jordan and the Dead Sea lie, through the area east of the Dead Sea and across the Jordan opposite Jericho. Whatever the length of time taken over the journey, it was sufficient to reestablish the structure and values of the tribe's traditional semi-nomadic way of life and give it stability by grounding it firmly and thoroughly in the Exodus experience. Whatever influences the people might be exposed to during the whole of the rest of their history, this wilderness journey remained the standard for their community life and for their relationships with God. It was the honeymoon period of which the prophets were later to remind the people again and again when they were urging them to return to God. That is why I am going to lure her and lead her out into the wilderness and speak to her heart. I am going to give her back to her vineyards and make the valley of Anchor a gateway of hope. There she will respond to me as she did when she was young, as she did when she came out of the land of Egypt. In the most remarkable way, however, much the external circumstances of their lives changed as they came under the influence of other cultures. This remained the norm by which everything they assimilated was tested. Yeah, we're going to pause there because I have some stuff in the oven. He's having honey barbecue chicken with blue cheese. Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, yeah, no, I'm sure that they understand that. I think that they do. Pretty sure. Right, because one would think that. And like I've said to you before, it's best if they think we hate each other. And as you can see, the way it goes back and forth in the comments, and people just kind of saying things out of the loops and groups they're around that are really detrimental, but they don't want to say it to them themselves. So they say it from the heart. And then we respond to them. Right, I know you would think we hate each other, we don't even know each other. Doesn't even matter. Yeah, and the fact that people get caught up in that kind of drama, aside from addressing the facts, is really bothersome and frustrating when you think about it. There's another plane. Can you see the moon? Yes, thank you. You're welcome. All right, we'll do some more reading in a little bit. Yeah, sorry, I forgot I had that going. I didn't think it was that late. So yeah, I gotta go get that stuff and probably gonna make some carrot cake waffles. Yummy. You're welcome. Thank you. Right, so someone, yeah, in that position, it's almost like kind of the top head ones at the head of a lot of these different loops and groups of different money marketing things that aren't really a big deal. Like we said, that's why we don't care about the drugs, we don't care about the other crimes, the legal stuff, illegal stuff, the BS, the drama, the eyelashes, the Botox, don't fucking care. The SSRIs, the street drugs, don't care. Right, but as you can see, all these people like that then disappear or aren't just really out in public spaces or are well protected. Yeah, they speak out or they stay quiet, they go silent. They become famous or commit suicide. It's career suicide, depending on what space you're going to speak from. I'm sorry, but it's true. Dead. You talk like that, you get a bullet in the head. Want to buy some wine? Right, so I mean, think about it. It's not that hard when you think of the head ones at the different loops and groups. You got Elon Musk, you got David Wilcock.
different doctors, scientists, depending on the businesses, right? Some just aren't so much in the limelight or have a YouTube channel, you know? Right, so much love, health, and peace to you all. I hope the proper authorities here in Augusta, Maine address the facts and concerns. If you have any questions for us, or you need help with anything that we're capable of, you got it, man. Or lady. Whatever. Yeah, totally fine. You want us to just stay out of the way? I mean, if you want us to kill ourselves, I mean, you shouldn't do that. That's not very nice. That's actually evil. Yeah. No, I don't think anybody should. No, not even sick pedophiles or the dumb cunts and nasty pieces of shit protecting them. I don't even expect them to smack them on the wrist. I'm just trying to get people to get the children out of their custody and help bring awareness, clarity, and understanding to how they've been feeding that shit to activist groups and all these feeders and chasers. And we really got to keep saying it? I mean, we will. We don't mind. Would you like fries with that? You want a refill? It's a beautiful day. Good morning, good evening, good night. Hey, it's a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day. It might rain later, I don't know. Yeah, you got plans? What are you going to have for supper? What'd you have for breakfast? Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And just in case I don't see you tomorrow, have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night tomorrow. Alrighty then. Yeah, I really hope so, because this bullshit's getting so fucking sick and disgusting day after day. And on the other hand, how beautiful and amazing and incredible all the advancements and things it's like we're going forward and backward, like the advancements and things being created and then learning about history, like going forward to go back, kind of like Back to the Future. It's so fun. Hey, John Connor, what's up, man? Totally batshit crazy. Having a Celsius. All right, I know we get a few more minutes on that. Okay, we're gonna check it out now, and we're gonna make our waffles. Mm-hmm.